single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Good morning, folks. It's all about motorbikes here. It is Saturday the 25th of August and I'm out on another ride out, and I'm going to Rosedale at the moment to meet up with a fellow motor vlogger, Graham Calvert, Adventures with Woody, for another little tour, and he's touring up my neck of the woods this time and I'm going to show him all around. So at the moment I'm on the North Yorkshire moors heading over to Rosedale Abbey, and the scenery that we've got in front of us on this fine day is absolutely magnificent. I know I harp on a lot about how beautiful the countryside is, but it certainly is. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you now, so what I'm going to do is I'll switch off and I'll bring you back when we get to Rosedale Abbey. So bye for now. Well, we're approaching Rosedale, folks, and this is the way we'll end up coming out as we head on our little tour today. This little tour is heading over towards, well, from here after a coffee stop we're going to head over towards Castleton, Gisborough, then on to Saltburn, and from Saltburn heading over to Skinning Grove, and from Skinning Grove through Loftus, Liverton, back onto the Moor Road. Look at this, look at this, absolutely stunning. Back onto the Moor Road, and then we're going to head over to Egton and into Goathland, and then on to Pickering, where we'll both part ways. Should be an interesting ride. I just thought I'd turn the camera on and explain this to you, but look at this view as I'm coming down here. Absolutely glorious. This is the North Yorkshire moors. What a beautiful place this is. Rosedale Abbey. Well, that's me and Graham now on our little tour again. Had a nice coffee and a chat in Rosedale Cafe, and it's actually really good to meet up with him again and do a little ride around my area and my neck of the woods, because after this we're going to arrange another ride out round his neck of the woods. And he's gonna get to see, I mean, look at all that over there. That's just absolutely outstanding scenery. We do live in a beautiful part of the world. I just can't fault this. So what we're doing now is we're heading to Castleton, then onwards towards Gisborough, passing through Gisborough, well, on the outskirts of Gisborough, and we're going to head to Saltburn, and we're going to have a little stop in Saltburn, and I'm going to show Graham around Saltburn there. These bikes are brilliant for this kind of touring. I mean, you can have them in any gear you want and it'll pull. I mean, I've got this in 5th, but I could have it in 6th and it will still pull up this bank. They are so torquey. And we're going to come out to open moorland just after these trees. And not so far up this way is the line in on top of Blakey Ridge. But when we get to the end of this road, we're turning right towards Castleton, and Blakey Ridge is over there. You can see over there is Blakey Ridge, the line in. It's quite a desolate little pub. There was a bloke who rides around this neck of the woods, Black Tess. Now he was hit by a sheep on his bike, and our bike sent him off, and I don't relish that thought. And look at that valley down there. What do you reckon, folks? Isn't it amazing, eh? Absolutely stunning. In the distance, whether you could see it or not, is the North Sea. We're heading over that way today, so we will bring you some footage of that. And now we're going to be descending into the valley, into Castleton itself, which isn't too far away from here. I mean, this ride that we're doing isn't particularly long, but we have added a little bit extra because we were going to end it in Pickering, but we're not now. We're going to end it in Scarborough. And hopefully that, look at these views, hopefully we'll have an incident-free day and enjoy some of the most beautiful scenery that the UK has to offer. And here we have the village of Castle. Look at the views here. It's got a lovely little pub at the bottom. Now we're going to be, a nice little pub there. We're going to be turning left here. Nice little arch bridge over there too. And over this bridge is a lovely little pub to come for a meal. It's called the Eskdale Inn, and they do a great meal there. And that's the railway bridge. So now we're going to climb out of here and head over towards Gisborough. You can see the North Sea from here. Down on our left hand side, just down here, is Lockwood Beck Reservoir. They do some great fishing. Rainbow trout. And we're coming up to Burke Brow shortly. You see it just over there. It's quite a busy little car park, that, like, but you get a good view of everything on the top of here. And we're coming to a village called Upleatham, which is not too far from Saltburn. But what I want to do is stop up here and show Graham the smallest church, which we consider to be the smallest church in England. As to whether it is or not, it's debatable. I don't know for sure, but we will stop. There's a very small church here which is considered to be one of the smallest churches in England. Just here, yeah. Just thought I'd show you it before we got to Saltburn.
Where did you go?
Just
In the country?
in the country, yeah. I mean, you can get a better view around that corner there, yeah. But this is considered to be one of the smallest churches in England. And it's, yeah.
something at the bottom there, isn't there?
There is, yeah, yeah. I'll get my keys and I might have a little walk in. Yeah, she's all barred up and that now. I don't know what this used to be. It is.
One part of this, was it?
No, 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 it wasn't. It was separate to that.
And that's the fair down there.
Isn't it just, yeah? I mean, that must have been a well-to-do family.
Yeah.
I find these things interesting, especially something like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's old. It's been...
This old carving.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. And you had a...
That
Oh, more than likely.
on the outside.
It's had a door there at one point as well. I think it's been changed over time. I mean,
I bet you this originally had a thatch on it.
probably.
The tower is probably Victorian. Just look at the motorway model.
Well, absolutely, yeah, yeah. We've just been in that little churchyard, and I wanted to show Graham what I consider to be one of the smallest churches in this country. I don't know whether it is, but it's really small. If anyone knows of a smaller one, please let me know. Graham came up with a great title, and I think it's going to be used, and it's Teapots on Tour. Absolutely brilliant. I'm thoroughly enjoying this again. This is the town of Saltburn, and what I will do is I'll take him round the back roads. And down below to our right we have what's known as the Italian Gardens. The old Victorian architecture around here is just stunning. Saltburn Valley Gardens, I think it's actually really called, but people always used to call it the Italian Gardens because it had an Italian influence. And that used to be a grand hotel, that place. I mean, look at the size of that. The Zetland Hotel that used to be. This is gorgeous.
Knockout, isn't it?
Beautiful, isn't it?
Never been there in my life.
Haven't you?
Yeah.
Beautiful town.
Steve.
Staves is that way, yeah.
Yeah, that's as far as I've been.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been further up, you know, with the cook.
Over there is what's called the Ship Inn, and that used to be Old Saltburn, that. And used to smuggle quite a lot of stuff down that way.
The town I've been to up there is Seaham.
Yes.
Where this lad comes from.
Yeah, yeah. Both came from Seaham, yeah.
And beyond Seaham, I've been to quite a few places, you know, Amble and Seahouse.
Yeah, yeah.
Bury. But there's a gap. I've been to Wall's End. There's got kids centres there.
Yeah, yeah.
But this bit of the coast around Middlesbrough and beyond, yeah,
Beautiful this.
stunning, isn't it? This is 65 miles from Beverley.
Is it?
It's not far.
That's not too far then, is it?
And of course, if we come to it, well, now I know the way I've come.
Yeah.
We'd have come up through Whitby.
Right.
A massive mistake.
Oh, it would have been, yes.
Are we stopping for a bit?
You can do. We'll have a coffee if you want.
I was just thinking, I was seeing them with some fish and chips. I might have some dinner.
Well, that's right. We'll have some dinner then.
Yeah.
But there's a fish and chip shop there.
When I get home.
There's a fish and chip shop just there.
Yeah, aye.
And there's one down there. There's a little cafe bar just round that corner here. There's a fair amount here, like. Well, we've had lovely fish and chips in this town. And I only live a mile away from here anyway. And I don't come down here as often as you might think. We had fish and chips from that fish bar there, the Cat Nab Fish Bar. And I have to say it was really nice. And just round this corner is the ship, which dates back a long time. It's part of old Saltburn town, and that's an old mortuary there. We're towards Loftus Way, Liverton, and making our way out onto the moor to Goathland, where they filmed Heartbeat. I think that'll be our next stop. And we're back out onto the moor roads now. And we're going to make our way over to Egton and Egton Bridge. Graham's still behind me. I think he's enjoying this ride. It's definitely not as scenic as the ride that he took me on, but there is some beautiful countryside regardless. And what I will say is, all the time we've been doing this, we've not once been over 50 miles an hour. Absolutely brilliant. Coming up on our right, just after this tree line, is Scaling Dam. It's a mass expanse of water. People do a lot of boating and that on there. Back off that main road onto this moorland road, and you know, it's just back into the outstanding beauty. And over there, and whether this camera's picking it up, is Farlingdales, the early warning system. Look at this place, and the views from there, over there, are just out of this world. A little chicken in the road, bless it. And I do believe they have a railway station. Oh, nice little pub there as well. What a big church as well for such a small village. Wow, how beautiful is this, eh? It's a very narrow road, and it's you know, you wouldn't want to meet a big wagon or something coming up and down this one, but also at the top of this road you get some of the most spectacular views, and this is why I decided to come this way. And look at that. I mean, that is outstanding. That's the only trouble with coming around roads like this. You just don't know when to stop filming because there's far too... I mean, just look at that. There's a cross out there or some sort of memorial. I wonder what that's all about. And heading the distance you can see Farlingdales. That's the American base, I believe. The early warning system. And again, in the winter time, it must be very bleak in places like this. But obviously they prepare and have lots of supplies of food and that to last them throughout. A couple of bikers, or one bike, yeah, a couple, yeah. Looks like GS bikers. And I think we're not far from Gothland now, so we're approaching it. You can't come to Gothland and not have a look at the village itself of Heartbeat. The only trouble with this place, you can't get a park. And I think that's the, although it's called the Gothland Hotel, it's actually the Aidensfield Arms, that pub, and their Scripps Garage. So I'm now following Graham. Graham's took the lead, he knows where we are now. This is his neck of the woods, it's where our place is cross. Oh. I must admit, I do prefer to follow rather than lead. I just don't know whether I'm recording or not, and that's the one thing I think that lets this Drift Ghost X down, is that hasn't got Bluetooth capability, so therefore you can't have a controller for it, although you can control it from your phone. So maybe I need to get something on there that'll allow me to see what's happening, and that's not a bad idea actually. In fact, I could put that there and it will let me know whether I'm recording or not. There's the infamous Farlingdales. The early warning radar system to warn of nuclear missiles incoming, not to England may I add, but heading towards USA. Although I suppose it'd let us know too, but there you go. I'm sure this is the whole of Auckham. Because it opens up, it's like a horseshoe valley, can you see? known as the whole of Auckham. I am absolutely loving this ride out. I really am enjoying this. And I think we're turning now into Dalby Forest, if I'm not mistaken. We are.